Hello and welcome back to Let's Build a Spleef Arena. Last time we built the main bowl with the seating, and this episode we are going to be building the actual sphere of the globe. I started off by building the framework, kind of the three axes of the sphere, if that makes any sense, just by doing the biggest circles on the biggest points, the circumferences. It's a 74 radius, diameter circle. Again, using circle diagram from the internet. Without that, I would be nothing. It is the most useful thing in the world. It's again using the strange four in the middle circle, as opposed to the single circle that I'm used to. So that's going underneath. Luckily, it didn't quite hit the stone brick bowl that I built underneath that contains or will contain the lava, because that would have been unfortunate, and I'd have to have made the sphere even bigger. Luck I didn't, so I'm just coming round the top, making it too thick, because obviously the two in the middle thing. Also helps having it two chances to do something, because it means I count twice. So if I make a mistake, it's easier to catch because I'll have done each pass twice to get this original framework done. Just going down the other side. This took so long doing this sphere. It took literally, hours. We're talking many hours of just counting and plopping blocks down and counting and doing the same again, round and round and round. It went well. Now we're coming back down this side to finish the first of the loops, circles, whatever you want to call them. So coming around to the bottom, and there we go. Now we're doing the other thing, and then around the side. So we've got the three loops going around, describing the area where the sphere will be. The axes, which they aren't really axes, but I suppose the X, Y, and Z axis of the sphere, if you want to do it in a mathematical way, which I don't really. So that was nice and easy. Next thing was to start filling it in. Now I found on the internet, and I'll have this coming up on the screen now, a diagram or a generator for spheres, which makes this long strip of circles which you pile up one on top of each other to make a sphere. Because obviously if you do it like I did the bowl, you end up with more of a cone than a sphere. So you follow this, and then you follow however the numbers 1 to 74 and do it that way. I obviously decided not to start at the top. I was starting on a side panel for some reason. I hadn't quite worked out what way round to do the sphere, where I was going to go from this side out, or the top down, or the middle up, or the middle down, and as you will see, I end up doing pretty much all of them, using the sphere patterns I have. So yeah, that was the side, and I thought, that's not going to work, that's a stupid idea, what are you doing? So I then went to the top, and decided to start working my way down from the top to fill in the sphere. I'm making it out of blue to start off with, because it is going to be a globe, it will have all the continents on, but it seemed like a sensible thing to make it all blue first and then put the continents in afterwards. Now we're on to the second level. It never looks right at the top, or the kind of the big broad flat areas. You just think, how is that going to make a circle? But because the sphere is so big, you have to have quite big flat areas at the top, bottom and sides to provide the proper sphere. But yeah, the continents go on later, and that was what's the word I'm looking for? Tedious. Yes, tedious. I was going to go with fun, but it took such a long time. I'll explain how I did that next time, I think, when I finally get to the continents. Because as you'll see, I do keep going on to other jobs mid doing the outer skin, because it can get a little bit tedious and boring. I like to try something move on to other little jobs, like I build the bridge over to it whilst in between continents, and make the area around it look nicer, do some lighting, everything, whilst in the middle of doing the big stuff, because yeah, it just took forever. I really did. Yeah, so now skipping down a bit, we are still working our way down. 3, 2, 2 ones, 1, 2. It's always going around my head. I was speaking out loud whilst doing it, getting very confused while I was trying to watch the cricket, whilst cricket involves numbers as well. So I was getting confused, having numbers coming from my ear from all angles, and I was just trying to keep up and think, I've made a mistake. I made so many mistakes, especially when it got to further down, because then the patterns got harder. At the moment, so there's, yeah, one hoop per ring, obviously, per level, and they're not necessarily what you think. There's no way you can predict what it's going to be without having the diagram. I don't think you can't really do it by eye. I think that would just take so long and would not work out as well. So yeah, computer aided design, it's a big thing. And there we go. That's the, and it's dark, you can't really see very well. That is the top cap done. Top of the sphere, there's the one end panel I did. But that was it. I then thought, this is silly. Why don't I start from the middle and work my way up? So that's what I did. Keeping things different. Otherwise things get stale and boring. Keep mixing things up, doing things a different way. So we started then middle up, and see, the problem is you can't just, you have to copy the bottom one sometimes, and every now and then it comes in different places. Like here it comes in one despite the rest was just following. And yes, yeah, you couldn't do it without the diagram, with that to help out. Now moving on again, we're slowly moving our way up. Slowly. You see my pool of lava in the middle of the lava bowl, just making sure the wood doesn't catch fire from it being too close, and it still hasn't. So I think that was a good level. And apparently Minecraft snow doesn't melt, even if it's just above lava or torches or any sort of fire, which surprised me. It's not very realistic. Snow would melt if it's that close to lava, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that was all fine. Oh, missed one. Mistake. Do it again. Yeah. And oh no, another row to go. Oh. So that's what? 5, 4, and then a 3, then 3 2s. And now here's the end. Finally, the top of the sphere is done. Just filling in the final gaps. And made a mistake there. Nice and easy. Lovely, get rid of that one. Have to place so many bricks you end up having to destroy because the things aren't actually attached to anything. The thing's blocked. And there we go. Is that done? Yes, that is the top of the globe. The top half, the northern hemisphere complete. And now it's going to be time to move from the middle down instead of up, which was much harder because the lighting gets harder, and it's harder looking up than down for some reason. I know it's a game and there's no real difference in up or down in Minecraft when you're building, really, because blocks stick to whatever, but it was a lot harder to do sticking things on the bottom rather than the top. But I went along and carried on, and it took for ages and ages, and it was very demoralising, but I kept going. I stuck with it. England were winning the cricket, I think that was one of the matches we won, so I wasn't too bothered. There's football on as well. There's plenty to keep me occupied whilst I was just mundanely counting 4, 3, 3 2s, 1, 1, 2, 3 1s, 2, 1, 1, 3 2s, 3, 4. as we go around and around and around. And you can still see the old Spleef rune in the background there, just sitting there forlornly, half finished. Ooh, it will disappear at some point. I'm still amazed I managed to remember. I did quite well in remembering all the different... only took 1/4 to learn each particular loop, hoop, layer, whatever you want to call them. So then I did it because of the way I put the framework. It was all split into quarters, so I could learn on 1/4, then remember it for the next 3, and then repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat until it was done. Amazingly, the weather is quite nice at the moment out there, even though I say it rains all the time. We're still going. We're still going. Almost done. Plop, 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 plop. And there we have it. A finished globe. A sphere of blue floating in the ocean, waiting to be made into the globe rather than just a big blob of water, and waiting to have a lot of stuff stuck inside, which took almost as long, but was more fun because it was more creative than just And now we have to make an entrance, a bridge to get in to our globe. So we broke a hole just underneath the middle. Probably that's in between Africa and South America in the Atlantic Ocean. The Greenwich Meridian is the kind of front line, which is my excuse for why the UK is front and centre. So I had a bridge coming across at that height to the spit of land that is somewhat the worse for wear after the GGG treasure hunt, because I think there was a lot of creeper explosions in that area. But it made sense to have it as my on-ramp to the globe, because it's kind of it gives a good bridge span. I didn't want to use the other entrance because it was a bit short. I wanted a fairly substantial bridge to get into the Spleef arena. So coming down with steps to the bottom. There we are with the sand. It's a horrible mess. There will need to be a lot of terraforming done to make it look fairly decent. I don't know why I put those blocks there, just completing it properly. And there we have kind of the skeleton of the bridge, just describing where it's going to be. And now we have to come into the inside to put a floor in at this level to get into the seating and to provide the kind of foyer level. So I broke through into the main arena, and as if by magic, this was not planned, it matched up perfectly. I mean, look at that, that was just beautiful. And then it was my favourite thing in the world, going round and round and round, filling out a level, filling out a floor of oak. Most of the inside is oak. I did change it in parts, and thanks to carpets that are now in Minecraft, it was able to make the floor look a bit more interesting while still being solid oak. Because structurally, I couldn't bring myself to make it out of wool to make it interesting that way. It needs to be something solid, and it couldn't be something too heavy, because then structurally the building just wouldn't work. And you've got to think about these things, whether it's going to stand up. I know in Minecraft a block of wool can hold as much as a block of stone, but I felt wood here would be both light enough and strong enough. So once I made the floor inside the foyer, I moved back outside to build a bridge, because I still couldn't face doing the continents because that was such a big job. It's a wooden bridge with stone bricks on the outside. It's quite a substantial bridge. Nothing overly creative about it. Quite a generic Minecraft bridge, I think, in the end, with some sort of crenellation-y pattern on the side to stop people falling into the water, with stone brick stairs in there just to make it look a bit more interesting, trying to point them in the right direction. I toyed with other things, but I think stone bricks look good, and they kind of work, especially in this texture pack, and they work in the world we have as well. So I start with stone bricks. I tried chiseled on top, but no, I didn't like that. So back to the just plain stone bricks across the bridge and to the globe entrance, and again the other side. Yeah, I think that looked okay. Had to then think about how it was going to join the land, so I thought just quite a solid block of stone at either end, and obviously trying to make the, I don't know why I got rid of these because they're going to cover it up, but making the stairs wider as well to match the width of the bridge, and putting some stairs down so we will walk up more easily. And then gonna cover the sides in stone bricks. Building on sand is very sensible, very structurally sound sand. It's not going to cause problems at all. Easy to get planning permission and building regulations for such a building. There was no need to drive piles into the soft ground to prevent subsidence. The building inspector was perfectly happy with the sand, honest. And then some stone brick stairs to make it look a bit nicer up the side. Now I had to think about lighting the way. So I was going to go for overhead lamps, redstone lamps. The number of redstone lamps I've used in this build is just obscene. But you know, a simple overhead lamp like that, just to guide your way in at night, is quite nice. Unfortunately, that was in the wrong place. I had to get rid of it because it didn't work out in terms of numbers, and obviously symmetricalness, getting things in nice even patterns is very important. And it was every 3 I was going for a lamp, so you come under on the way in. Obviously very excited to watch some Spleef in this beautiful arena. Don't know what the home team is, the homer who plays in the globe for their home matches, but there we go. Some lighting, and then we want some more lighting at the bottom. It's getting dark, so it's good to see how the lighting actually works, if it lights things up well enough. Lighting was my biggest headache on the whole build. I know one lever on top would have sufficed, but I like the symmetricalness of having a lever on top of each. And then tried to work out how to have a better entrance into the sphere. I got rid of the blue, so it was one continuous floor, and surrounded the entire entrance with stone bricks. Put some torches out so I can see. Made it 4 wide to match the width of everything else, and a stone brick lintel as well, which was 2 wide, just for added kind of entranceness. Now it's time to build the pillars to hold up the bridge, because obviously a stone bridge like that would not stand up without something. Now I was going to have 2 pillars, one in the middle and one where it joined the edge, joined the globe. Just normal 3 down pillars all the way to the bottom. Again, some of them are standing on sand, but it's Minecraft. You don't have to worry about foundations or, physics, which is lucky, because this thing wouldn't stand up in real life. And down we go again. Blop 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 blop. All the way to the sea floor. Now, again, it's still not quite right. These things just look too thin, so I had to put something to support the actual bridge across, like so, but I also thickened the pillars to 2, because that gave me a nice gap in the middle, but also made them look substantial enough. Because 1, they were just too thin, and there was no way that would have worked very well. Or it just would not have looked good. So, 2 wide, all the way to the top, and then the normal for making things look better, stone brick steps, upside down, to kind of make it look more like an arch than just a straight join. Always looks better with an arch with upside down stone brick stairs. There we go, looks much better. And again the other side to match, because obviously things have to be symmetrical. And there's the middle pillar done. And have to do the same arching of the end plate, block up that, because, you know, if I can hide some crap, it's always good. Stone brick steps to make the archway, and then moving across to the, let's count, need to put these in the right place, important, and down to the final pillar next to the globe itself. And across the other side. So again, it's going to be a 3x2 pillar, or 2 3x2 pillars, and they fit perfect. Wow, look at that! That was just a perfect bit of luck that I happened to have the right, picked exactly the right size pillar and gaps to fit the bridge and the gap that was there. Down we go. Just before the seafloor drops into the massive depths. And making it too thick. Almost done with the bridge. There's a lot more done to the entrance. I have to extend the road to join the rest of the roads on the island. And oh, I missed the top. I made the bit underwater too thick. There we go. Fill that up to the desired level. And stone brick steps. And there we have it, the bridge complete with arch. And that's the end of this episode. So yes, we've made progress. Look, we have a blue sphere and a bridge leading up to it, going under some lights into the arena at the right level. So yeah, so thank you for watching. Come back next time where I will add the continents and it will start looking like the globe. So yes, thank you for watching. Come back next time, and goodbye.